In today's episode, let's look into 10 simple tips and tricks to successfully grow citrus trees like lemons, limes, or oranges in containers, and how to get enormous flowering and fruiting in citrus plants. Coming up. Citrus trees are fruit trees and includes lemons, limes, oranges, and even grapefruit. These tips are common for those growing citrus either in containers or in ground. Please watch these tips till the end, especially the fertilizer requirement of citrus trees. Now, let's look into 10 important tips for growing citrus trees in containers and how to get lots of flowering and fruiting from a single plant. On number 1, choosing the right variety. This is obviously the first step in growing citrus trees. You can grow citrus trees from a seed, but you never know the outcome because seed-grown trees are not true to the parent tree and also may not produce fruits or may produce fruits very late. So the best option is to purchase a grafted citrus tree from a nursery. The plant should start flowering and fruiting the same year, provided you follow all these tips discussed in this episode. On number 2, choosing the container. Minimum size should be at least 14 inches in diameter and 14 inches in depth and height. The larger, the better. You can use good quality plastic pot or a cement pot or even a clay pot if available. You can also grow in barrels like whiskey barrels or even plastic drums. Make sure there are a lot of drainage holes at the bottom. On number 3, potting soil mix. A well-draining potting soil is very important for proper root growth. A stronger root system will produce stronger and healthier shoots and yield a good harvest in the end. A simple potting mix formula should include 40% garden soil, 40% coco peat or peat moss, and 20% compost like decomposed cow dung or vermicompost. You can optionally add other stuff like perlite, neem cake powder, etc. if you have. You can watch a detailed episode on various potting mix recipes from the end screen link at the end of this episode. Well, in addition to this, and to make the root system stronger and induce lots of flowering and fruiting, you can add 1 handful of steamed bone meal powder, which is very inexpensive and easily available. If you are a vegan, you can add organic rock phosphate powder to the potting mix as an alternative. These 2 organic fertilizers are very important slow-release sources of phosphorus, which strengthens the root system. On number 4, sunlight. Whether you're growing citrus plants at your balcony or on the terrace, location is very important because citrus trees need full direct sunlight of at least 6 hours for best results. Few important tips to remember here is, when you bring a plant from nursery, do not repot it immediately. Just keep it in indirect bright light for 3 to 4 days and then repot so that the plant gets time to acclimatize to its new place. Then after repotting, keep it in shade or indirect light for a week to prevent the transplant shock. You can also water it once after repotting with Epsom salt water, like 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt per liter of water. This helps fight repotting or the transplant shock. On number 5, watering. The watering frequency of course depends on the zone you live in or the season of the year. As a general rule, in summer you can water it daily or on alternate days. Best practice is to use the finger dip method. Dip 1 inch of your finger to check for the moisture and water it only if it's dry. Overwatering can result in root rot and death of the plant. And whenever you are watering, make it a habit to water it deeply and thoroughly so that the entire root system is drenched with water and water should be coming out of the drainage holes. On number 6, fertilizers. This is the most important step if you want to have lots of flowering and fruiting in citrus trees. Citrus trees are heavy feeders, especially during the flowering stage, and need a variety of nutrients for healthy fruiting. During fruit formation, if you do not feed them with trace elements like iron, manganese, magnesium and many others, they can show signs of deficiency like pale leaves, patchy leaf yellowing, depending on the deficiency of the element. You can watch a detailed episode on various leaf patterns in different nutrient deficiencies and how to rectify them from a link in the description below. Well, first of all, a handful of compost like decomposed cow dung or vermicompost or both every month is the minimum requirement for citrus trees. You can double this frequency or the amount during the flowering stage. A good quality compost supplies most of the essential macro as well as micronutrients. If you wish, you can add some micronutrient fertilizer containing all trace elements, or you can make a cocktail organic fertilizer mixing all the available organic fertilizers and then calculate its total NPK value, like how I have shown in one of my previous episodes on the universal fertilizer mixture. You can check that link in the description below. Then you supply a source of magnesium, that is Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate, once in 15 days as a foliar spray. Like 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt per liter of water and sprayed thoroughly, mainly on the underside of the leaves, because the stomata or the openings for absorption are located more at the underside of the leaves. You can also add banana peel fertilizer once in 15 days to supplement good potassium. You can watch a detailed episode on how to correctly make banana peel fertilizer from a link in the description or from a card link to this video. On number 7. Pest control. Citrus trees are occasionally affected by pests like aphids, mealybugs, whiteflies and so on. Best is prevention by spraying neem oil once in 15 days. 5 to 10 ml of neem oil in 1 liter of water is the dosage. If your plants are already infested, you can spray weekly once or even twice until all the pests are eradicated. On number 8. Soil pH. Citrus fruit is acidic and many people assume that citrus trees need a very acidic soil pH. But it is not true. It needs only a slightly acidic soil pH of around 6 to 6.5, which is the ideal soil pH required for most of the plants. On number 9. Pollinators. This is another important step to promote fruit formation after flowering and prevent flower or bud drop-off. Encourage beneficial insects like the butterflies and honeybees in your garden, which pollinate these flowers and encourage fruit formation. Do not spray pesticides, particularly chemicals, which can drive away these beneficial insects. On number 10. Pruning. You can regularly trim or prune the unhealthy or the dry branches to keep it looking good. And also you can perform a hard pruning after harvesting or in early spring season. Please like, share and comment below with your feedback and queries. Happy gardening!